Oh man. Hey, what's up everybody? Mm. So tonight I got enough parts in to hopefully just get one of these things restored. We're gonna have three that we're restoring. I have the parts in just for the one that I was going to potentially what was I going to do? I was just going to restore it back to refurbish factory pretty much. It would be what I would call like maybe an A or a B grade. Um, yeah, A or B grade restoration on it. So let's see here. Yeah, everything's looking good. Sorry, just want to make sure that my stream's working. My desk is a little bit of a mess. That's why I'm kind of anxious to start working on these. I need to clear some space off on my desk so I can keep doing some other projects. So let me see which one I'm actually working with here, because I got a couple. The one with the really good looking screens, I wasn't too worried about it. All right, that's that one. So this one had kind of the iffy screens. They still look good, but I would say, you know, if I had a good deal on this one, you know, maybe like $100, somewhere around there, I'd probably take the deal. Where the hell did the screen go? Let me see. Um, and this is part of the problem of why I really wanted to start working on this project and get these screens done. I'm missing a screen. Nope, not missing it. There we go. Okay. Let me get this one back in here partially. That way I know what for sure we're working on this one tonight. And we'll get the top screen going. Okay. So we got really good shaped lenses to replace on this. We got new touchscreen digitizer that came in. I'm not sure if we're going to do a Type C on this one. We might just keep that factory. And I have some better looking shells for this one. The shell's really beat up. Lots of deep scratches in it. Oop, what happened? What is going on? Uh-oh. Well, I don't like that. I don't think that was seated all the way. These top screens are kind of a pain in the ass to get in these ports. I feel like you always kind of risk breaking the ribbon cable on these. Ugh, man. There we go. That should be flatter. Yep. Okay. Screens are white. It looks good. It's just not what I would call like an A grade screen. It's just got some funky little like lightning squigglies in it. It's like I said, you can only really see it when it's sorry, I'm trying to think. When everything's white on the screen. All right. So we'll put that aside. And what I think I'm going to do here, we're going to go ahead and just hook up another screen real quick. Let's see, we got top screen, another top screen, and what I know is a good working bottom screen. Just want to see what this looks like for the heck of it. This is something we didn't even bother to test last time. This should tell us at this point, you know, is it the screen or is there something else going on with this DS Lite? I forgot there was something wrong with this one. Funny thing is, I don't really see any of that weird ghosting. So I'm pretty sure. Come on. Let me see if I end up having one more. Yeah, these are all bad screens. I think I have one good screen laying around. I'm in an experimental mood here. This is the shell I think we're going to end up using tonight. This one's not scratched very much at all. I don't even know if it is scratched. There we go. Okay. So this one's nice and scuffed up on the digitizer, but that's not a huge deal. Okay. Where? Oh, there it is. Ghosting on the top, 0 ghosting on the bottom. So 100% without a doubt. It's just the screens on this unit that could use a little bit of improvement. So that's what I expected. For us, it's just we won't make any profit if we end up putting the screens on. This one's just kind of a let somebody else handle the screens. You know, we're gonna get everything else back to say 90% refurbished. It'll look really nice by the time I'm done with it, but that's all right. Sometimes you just got to make those calls when you're refurbishing these things too, unfortunately. I'd love to sit here and rescue them all. Nothing makes me feel better more than just successfully restoring one of these things back to factory. Okay, just getting a couple other spare parts in line tonight. Okay. Now, the one thing I didn't like about this pink shell that I have here, although it's in fairly good condition otherwise, still needs a little bit of a cleaning, but the inside shells, the inside, there's like a crack right here that I'm not happy with. I don't want any cracks on any of this. So what I'm thinking about doing is actually using black inside shells, and it's just going to be a black and pink creation of our own here. And I think that I'll be happy with. Make sure I actually have some good condition inside. This one just needs a tiny bit of a cleaning, but that's not a big deal. And the bottom piece. Yeah, it just needs a cleaning, but there's no scratches on this, so that's great. All right. I actually like that. And I might even go with black buttons on this. That's kind of cool looking, actually. You know, a little girly, but like a little bit of that goth girl kind of look to it. That's actually really cool. I'm liking that more and more. Very cool. Okay. So let's go ahead and we're going to need to get the top screens done. Unfortunately, that's my least favorite part. Man, does that suck doing those. But it's got to be done. I might even, yeah, I might go with the pink buttons on the inside. I'm just putting a lot of thought into this, aren't I? Okay. So to get the rest of this uninstalled here, we're going to need a 00. There we go. Take that one out. So those are the long screws. Okay. That just wants to pop right off. Now the hard part. So this part I'm really going to have to take my time on. I can't afford to mess up on this top screen. Being real gentle. There we go. Okay. That's not all the hard parts yet, though, unfortunately. Okay. It's 2, 3. So I'm taking out these little screw hole covers. Come on. There we go. Okay. This is also a 00 Phillips head. Is everything connected tonight? I don't even see. Yeah, it's connected. I'm not seeing much on a chat, but yeah, it doesn't look like anybody's chatting tonight. All right, all 4 screws out. Once that's out, all you got to do is put your thumbs where the speakers are and then gently pull down a bit. And it does help to use a little bit of a plastic pry tool here. But then you got a gap at the top that you can just pop the screen out with. Sorry, it's not the screen. It's actually the back plate that comes out. Okay. Oh, man. So, let's go ahead. First thing we can do is just kind of let these speakers dangle out. The rest of this is not going to come out super easy. Ah. So I'm just gently trying to pop this screen out. It's got a little bit of adhesive around the edges, but I haven't needed to heat one of these up yet, so I'm just pulling on it gently, and then it kind of gives way. Why just let it go? Hey, there we go. Okay. So now that that's out, we can carefully start taking out the Wi-Fi and microphone cables. So I'm going to start the Wi-Fi. This will make getting the ribbon cable out just a little bit easier. Okay, we'll put the Wi-Fi aside. And we've got the microphone cable. Same thing. Okay. Pull the microphone out, put that aside. This thing I have never been good at. What I might do here, I might want to just take off the speakers just to make it a little bit easier. And I think that's what I'm going to do. It doesn't take much to take these speakers off. It's just a couple dots of water. I just dropped my iron on me. Okay. That's one speaker off. Before we take this speaker off, we need to route it from underneath the, there's a bunch of tape down here. Okay. And I'm really trying not to move this ribbon cable around too much. It's pretty fragile. There we go. Second speaker's off. All right, now is the time-consuming part that ruins my night. Okay, so we have to curl this ribbon cable around. Just enough so that it doesn't crack. And it'll fit through not only this metal ring, but the plastic also. Ugh. And of course, when I have it right now, it's stuck back down in the cradle again. All right. Don't see any cracks in the cable, so that's nice. All right, top screen's out. We'll take the, there's a couple things we might need from this. We need speaker rings out of it. We need the metal ring out of it, possibly. And we need the hinge. I'm going to keep that in there for right now, actually. And what we're going to do is start working on the plastic for this. So first thing we need to do is give it a good cleaning. Where is my alcohol and my toothbrush? Here's my alcohol. I had my toothbrush earlier. Here we go. Been pretty busy lately. It's been very easy for me to misplace a couple things here and there. Okay. Where is my blower? There it is. whoever had this shell before, they actually did a decent job of taking care of it. It's just they had some gunky fingers. Yeah, I don't see any gouges or scratches in this, so it's going to be a nice replacement. Okay. I'll actually take that rubber out. We got replacement rubbers for these, so I'm not worried about that. We got brand new ones. Let me grab a towel real quick. I want to kind of polish this off a little bit better. No. Well, I'm glad that we went through all this. I just found a crack in it. Well, I'm sure I got another one here somewhere. Oh, yep. All right, well, let's try this one then. Normally, like I said, on a lot of these, we'd reshell them, but it's just this one, unfortunately, not really worth the money on the reshell. Okay. Well, let's see what we can do with this screen. As long as we can get this ribbon through without cracking it, we'll be in good shape. Nice. I'm getting better at this, man. There we go. No cracks. I like that. Okay, so we need to get speaker rings in. Okay. What's the next thing we need to get in here? We're gonna have to get the speakers in also. Before we do that though, let's go ahead and get the microphone cable through. Okay. And let's go ahead and get the Wi-Fi antenna through. Get that into place, and we'll shove the wire where it needs to go. Okay. That's looking good. Um, this is absolutely the hardest part of the entire build here. So if we get this done, the rest of the video should be fairly simple and easy going from there. Okay. This is the right speaker, so. Okay, right speaker's in. I always struggle with the shorter speaker. Ugh, like a lot. My big hands just can't get around it sometimes. Okay. Nice. It's in. That might be the extent of the soldering tonight. Okay, so we'll lift the screen up. Try and use my tweezers again. That's the extent of that one. And the hard part, not only about getting this ribbon cable through, is getting all these damn wires routed properly. It's a very tight space, so it's, you know, you're trying to not pinch any of the wires when you start closing everything up. This one. Right now I'm just trying to lift up this piece of tape and see if we can keep it up for a second. Okay. Now we just got the other side. Okay. All right, stay down there. Sorry, not a whole lot of talking I can do while I'm trying to focus on routing these wires. Okay. So, screen's pretty much in. Did I just lose? Yeah, I did. Wow. And it will fall apart. Oh, come on. Pretty quick. If you're not careful. Okay, let me put that off to the side so that we can clean the backing here. And I'll get a micro, I forget, melamine sponge is what they call it, I guess. Melanine? It's a magic eraser. The only thing I really see on this is sticky residue. So, hoping that'll come off real nice. I have some plastic polish coming tomorrow. I might actually be a bit of a perfectionist on this and maybe try and polish the outside of this a little bit. You know, the people that buy these things and love them, that's kind of why I'm doing this. I just really want them to have a nice product and get some of their childhood back. That's why I'm in it. I've been needing a bit of that myself lately, so it's kind of having a lot of fun just restoring this stuff. I'm not hoping to get rich off of it, but if I can do it full time as a job, that, you know, hey, I would enjoy it. Yeah, that looks really cool. Okay, let's make sure we get the correct screws in here. And what we'll do is we'll grab the motherboard and we'll test this out. Make sure everything came through okay. Being real light with the screws. Tight enough so it won't come apart, but make sure that we're not cracking any of the plastics. Make sure they last a little while longer. Okay. Our motherboard, we set that aside. There we go. And our screen, we're going to need that. Right now, I'm just wanting to test this and make sure I didn't actually put a micro tear into the cable or anything. If the damn thing will actually go in. When it's not in the shell here, I get really nervous about it. And you know what? I think that's what I'm going to do. Take it just one step further before I do this. I really don't want to tear this cable. So let's get the bottom half of the shell situated here. Let's take a step back. Okay. Just getting rid of the finger gunk down here. There's a nice little bit of it too. Look how dirty that was. See, at a minimum, I know somebody's definitely going to appreciate that part. Thank you for getting somebody's finger gunk out of there. Okay. So let's go ahead and we'll fish this through here. First of all, let's get our microphone and Wi-Fi cables through there. Last time, I think when I did start, I think I tore one cable on these so far. And this was the place that I did it because I thought I had to roll this damn thing through this second hole. And what a lot of people, or at least me, there's a slit right there that this kind of just falls through. So once I figured that out, it was pretty easy to not tear the cable at that point. You know, learning how to do this stuff professionally is, I got a lot of respect for these guys that just knock this stuff out like it's not a big deal. I mean, there's guys that are doing like multiple of these a day, and it's really impressive. I've been watching a lot of their channels as they're like kind of teaching us how to do it, which kind of inspired me to do my channel. I was like, all right, well, if I'm going to be doing this, I might as well just record it at the same time. But I'm doing it a little differently. I really want to show all my mistakes and kind of show people that the amount of dedication it takes to stick with this and keep doing it. Okay, why are you not? I got most of it through. I just can't get it to push forward. Are these damn cables in the way? See, this is the part you can't rush it. I think it's just getting caught up on the plastic here a little bit. It's a little, yeah. come on. You can do it. No, don't tell me I just put a tear in that. I don't think I did. I think it was just a kind of a nice little dent. I'm telling you, I've had much easier times getting this cable in through here too. There we go. Oh, I'm praying that I didn't just bust that. No, I don't think I did. Okay. Man, that was a bitch to get through there. All right, let me see if I have any better luck getting this thing in here without... No, I don't want to do that yet. I think I'm still scared to rip these things. I'm like, ah, oh, God, that's going to suck so bad if I rip it. Okay. So now I need a black hinge cover. Which you'll have to excuse me. Oh, here they are. Just giving that a nice little clean. All right, and before we take that out, that's how that's facing. There we go. Okay. Let's put these hinge screws in. And we should be in good shape then. Okay. There we go. All right, now I feel a little bit more comfortable to test out this top screen. Okay. Well, wish me luck here. Hey, it is all working. All right. Well, I feel great about that. So, the next part here, and I gotta be honest, I am sick of taking that top screen part apart. So, I might try and just keep it like this the rest of the way. And I'm really thinking, I think some pink and some black buttons would look really cool here. So let's throw in a pink. I'm thinking black shoulder buttons and then pink yeah, I'm thinking pink front facing buttons. Yeah, this kit that I had for pink ended up looking really good. I'm pretty happy about that. Start and select buttons. And I still need one more button, wherever that is. There we go. Okay, so all these buttons only go in one way. I think I just flipped around. So there's B, there's A. What is it? Y is on the side, right? There's Y, there's X. And let's go ahead and do start and select. And let's take a look at our pads here. And give those a tiny bit of a cleaning. And let's blow those off. And let's do the same with our directional pad. Sorry if that's loud. It just ends up being the easiest way to get the excess alcohol off before you set it. And our start and select buttons. Okay. Oh, I really like the way that looks. I'm a much bigger fan of this than I thought I would be. I was like, oh, I think that's going to be a good idea. I think it's going to look cool. And then you see it, and you're like, oh, that really does look cool. I'll tell you this much. If I was a girl, this is probably what I'd be going for. I like a little bit of pink, a little bit of goth. What am I looking for? Battery. Where did I place that battery? There we go. Dude. With some pink borders around that? Around the screens? That's really cool. Like I said, I think we got to do black shoulder buttons though, because it'll end up. Actually, I don't know. Let's actually see what this looks like. I'm gonna have to go ask my girlfriend and find out what she thinks. Because now I'm not sure. Maybe pink would be the way to go. Let's dig out some buttons here real quick. We got right, and then let's get a black left real quick. Black left. Part of me says black. I think it looks kind of weird just with the pink right there. It doesn't from the back though. Now, oh, see, the cartridge slot has some black in it too. I'm thinking black. I'll have to ask her. Yeah, just with like the random, like the cartridge slot, even the charging slot. I think black's just gonna look better. And then we're gonna have to do black buttons on the side because there's a lot of pink. And then when you open it up, see that part, I'm such a huge fan of that. Yeah, we're doing black shoulder buttons. I think she's gonna agree with me on that one. That is so cool looking though. Yeah. Ooh. I don't know if I can do pink bumpers though. That's gonna be pushing it for me. I just don't know if I have good pink bumpers anymore. All right, first of all, there's one thing I don't like. These need to go down. Okay. No, you need to come out of there. All right, white cable set. Is there anything else I need to do? I need to get this cable routed through. I need to put some work in on the screens. But I think I can actually just go ahead and get these pinned down. No, let's go ahead and do the work on the screens first. Okay. Gonna need some Q-tips for this one. I have a new touchscreen digitizer for this if we need it, but if this one cleans up well, then I may just not bother. Um, I think this digitizer was actually a lot cleaner than I thought it would be. I actually don't see any scratches on it. Let's just try and polish that out. Yeah, there's no scratches on it. Wow. All right, let me find. Where did I end up putting it? I got the bezel for this. Nice. I'm gonna have to go with the black bezel. I don't even know if the pink one came with a pink bezel. It's been so long. But that's okay. I'm happy that we just have a working bezel in general. Let's get that one more good clean. And polish it out. Okay. Man, I'm happy with the way that looks. Okay. So all I gotta do for this one is make sure I get the touch digitizers plugged in. Let's go ahead and take the Wi-Fi chip off for now, make it a little bit easier. Okay. I absolutely hate this ribbon cable, by the way. I think I said it best last time. It's like trying to get a wet noodle inside the tiniest hole. Okay. Come on. Straighten out a little bit for me. Okay. I'm going to try and hold that flap open because there's times... Oh, I'm so sorry. This is really hard to see. See, I'm trying to hold that flap open with my finger because when I finally do get it to thread in, it's going to want to naturally close on itself. See, I watched these guys do this on that video and they like knock it out the first try, and I'm like, no, there's no way in hell. I don't care how good you are at this. Like this and that damn ribbon cable for the top screen should be like what most of the work is charged for. It's like if you want a shell swap on one of these things, I don't think you really can appreciate how much work it takes to get this done. No, I think I had it and it just came out. Damn it. I think it's in. All right, let's get that Wi-Fi chip back on real quick before I do anything else. Let's hook up a battery to this thing and make sure that touch digitizer is working. Fuck to my battery go? There it is. No. I hate to tell you guys this, but I made another mistake. I forgot to put the diffuser in there. So that sucks too. Hopefully that one's not going to be a huge deal. Okay, Wi-Fi chips back out. I'm going to try and keep that pressed down. Because it has to be in there. This I don't think is going to be that big of a deal, actually. Wi-Fi chip. Come on. You're actually looking really pretty right now, and you are not costing me as much money as I thought you would. Fuck yeah. Sorry. What do you mean? Wait, does it need to be... Oh, don't tell me. I thought it was working. Let's try that again. I mean, it's not the end of the world if I need to put a digitizer on this thing. I might have been pressing a button. Dude, that's in there. That's definitely in there. I wonder if the ribbon cable took crap on me for the digitizer. Because that was kind of a weird bend on that. Oh, what did I do? I forgot the Wi-Fi card. Let me see if I can actually... I just want to make sure it's not something stupid, like I gotta calibrate it for some reason. All right, let's see. Ah, damn it. Didn't seem to be working though, which is a shame because this digitizer looks so nice. Just making sure I got the right screen in here too. I guess there's a chance that I swap screens somehow. Yeah, no, it's got all the little fracture marks on it. Nope, nothing. All right, we're gonna keep messing with this just a little bit. I'm really happy with the way that screen looks, so I don't want to give up on it yet. Just trying to reseat it. See if we can get a connection again. What'd I do? I keep doing that. I don't know how many times I know I do that, and I'm like, always forgetting to put the Wi-Fi card back in. Will not boot up without a Wi-Fi card, so learn from me. Damn, nothing. Well, let's give it one more reseat for good luck. I'm gonna pull the whole thing out. All right, it's out all the way. I don't see any tears. Sorry, my head's getting in the way. This is just really difficult to see. I mean, that's in there. Before I turn it on, let's not forget for the fifth time. Come on. Nothing. Damn. Okay. Well, let's hope it's not anything more serious than that. Okay. Okay. So we got to carefully pop this off with trying to keep the adhesive on there. Not doing a good job of keeping the adhesive on there. Oh, don't you love that? Okay. So screen aside. We're going to peel the bottom layer off this. We're going to carefully set that there. And we're going to try and recycle the adhesive here. Oh, God. So, Jesus. So that area gave like no give whatsoever. Let me actually see if I can just get this around the border of this screen here. That would probably be quite a bit easier. Come on. Okay. That is looking pretty good. We just got one more strip to take off. Oh, that slipped. I felt that slip. Trying to be precise with this so that there's really no gaps in the adhesive. There we go. That looks good. I didn't take the back off. All good. Okay. So let's try and get this into place now. And pray the digitizer works. Because if it doesn't, it's a bigger problem. I'm gonna have to reroute that microphone cable, but we'll do that in just a second here. Ah, come on now. Why are you turning on me? Okay, get that Wi-Fi card back in. All right, brand new digitizer. And it works. Okay. Well, shit happens. That's why I always buy digitizers for when I'm restoring these. That's like the one thing where I'm like, nah, don't take a chance on it. Just get one in case you need it. And what do you know? We ended up needing it. Oh, you got to be kidding me. All that routing just came undone. Oh, and the fucking touchscreen digitizer came out. Oh, God. Yeah, I have to say, like, these are really satisfying to do. These are not fun, though. They're just satisfying when you get them done and they look all nice and great. Um, you really don't get the best return on these compared to all the work that you have to put into them. And I definitely see why people just turn these things into micros or macros, whatever they're called. They're kind of not worth the effort sometimes. All right, microphone cable's in. We just got to get this touchscreen back in, which is going to be very hard with the microphone cable now. Oh, man. I have a feeling the microphone's going to all come undone again. I'm not even sure how that came out. It was all clamped down. You guys will be glad to know that I got 2 more of these fucking things to do. Not tonight. I'm still waiting on a couple more parts for the other ones. The other ones are going to go into some extreme rate monster index ones. I'll call it that because that's what they call it. You could use your imagination and figure out what that means, though. All right, come on, get in there. Straighten out for me. All right, that clicked. I felt it click. All right, you plug in here. There we go. Microphone's plugged in, touchscreen's plugged in. We'll give it one more test. Oh, did it again. I had a moderator. I'd set up like a overlay on my screen when I work on these. How many times is Josh going to forget the Wi-Fi card and just be a counter all night? Okay. Very cool. Happy with that. Okay, so now we need to get the damn Wi-Fi cable underneath the cartridge slot. You see what I mean, though? These things just are not fun to work on. Nintendo made this thing just absolutely impossible. With the ribbon cable and both ribbon cables. Fishing these things out is a lot easier than fishing them back through. The cable just ends up wanting to bind up. I'm trying to put a bend in the cable a little bit so that it'll kind of try and stay left. Yeah, it's just wanting to go up. I can feel it and see it. I wonder if we can actually use this as a guide. Come on, you should be through by now. Okay. I don't have the patience for this part tonight, so we are going to gently lift up the cartridge slot. And we're going to try not to lift this thing up very far either. We're just a little bit. And what do you know? That's what it took. Okay, so let's go ahead and very carefully we'll flatten that back out. And we'll do the same on this side too. Ooh, hot, 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 hot. And we'll make sure we test that cartridge slot out before we call that one good. But we got that cable through, which is great. And where's the Wi-Fi card? There it is. We'll plug that back in. All right, there we go. Wi-Fi card's plugged in. That's pretty good. Let me grab a game real quick and we'll test that out, make sure it's actually working properly. I will, yeah. Thanks, hon. I will forget every time. She's referring to the Wi-Fi card. Okay. Licensed by Nintendo. Okay. Cartridge slot's working. We're good to go there. I need to listen to those speakers real quick. So first of all, oh, yep, they're working on both sides. I just realized that game looks really weird, but I got this game for free. If I'm testing any systems, it's with this game that I'll never play for real. She's gonna come in and fucking say some shit like, oh, he plays that game all the time. Okay, so let's get a couple screws back in here. These are the motherboard screws. That way we don't have to worry about anything coming loose again when I flip it over. Um, let's find our old screen. I just had it. I just had it. Oh, there it is. And we should be able to pull off the border here. And we'll stick that border back on. to this one. Okay. So that's great. All right. Next thing we got to do is wipe up this screen a little bit. Really sucks because these screens look really good. There's no scratches on them. Need a little bit of alcohol for this one. There's like 2 dots on the screen. Sorry, I'm a stickler for clean screens. My lighting in here is actually perfect for this too. I can see every speck of dust that would be on this thing. Okay. That looks good. That looks pretty cool. Okay. So, we need a couple different things here. We need to get rid of this pink power button. We need to give the shell just a little bit of a cleaning real quick. A little grime on the battery door, but that's be a little bit expected. Okay. I'm really shocked there's like no scratches on the bottom of this thing either. Somebody took really good care of this case. Something just happened to, I remember what happened to this. There was like some old, it was just some screens, like the screens were busted out. I mean, like not cracked, like it was well taken care of, but the screens, I think maybe the ribbon cable frayed inside the hinge or something like that. I think it was more of a design flaw than carelessness. Okay, so that's taken care of. All right, we need springs and those we should be able to recycle if we can find them. Let's see. So we'll pop in the hinges for the shoulders. I know I got another one around here somewhere. Nope, it's attached. And I'll need another spring also. So let's see here. I decided to go with black. Nope, I lost it inside there. Okay. Whoops. Come on. There we go. Okay. Might have a tiny problem here. I think it's just a tiny one though. Looks like the speaker cable was just slightly in the way. There we go. All right, we'll drop that hinge back in again. Pop the spring into the shoulder and set it on the hinge. There we go. That's set now. And all we got to do is bend the spring so that it falls into the designated area for it. And then that holds the retention. All right. We are getting close to being done here, I think. I just got to find out where I put my bag of buttons. Oh no, I forgot. Ah, crap. I just remembered after seeing this. I need to put the diffuser in. Shit. Okay. Better I caught it now than later. It's a shame I didn't catch it even earlier. Okay, I think I can get away with possibly just gently lifting this up. And moving it to the side just enough to get to the screws. At least I freaking hope so. Okay. Hey, how do you like that? I think this is gonna work. Upside down, of course, why not? Ah. I think I got it. Which is amazing. Yeah, I just didn't want to... I can't do the things, half-assed here. I need every part where it needs to go. I don't care if it takes me an hour longer. Hey, all right. All right, let's get those screws back into the motherboard. Is that going down all the way? No, I don't think it is. Damn it. Don't you do that to me. There we go. Okay. Diffuser's in, which means we should actually see the LEDs a lot better. Now let's get the shoulder buttons back in. Find our last shoulder button. Come on. There we go. Bag of buttons, where'd they go? I'm gonna need that in a little bit anyways. I could have sworn I took the bag of buttons out. Yep, here it is. It's just blending in. There's right. Where is the other spring? Should be around here somewhere. If not, that's okay. I know I got plenty here. I'm looking for one specifically. There we go. Okay. Make sure we get the spring in the right way. Put the hinge or post back in, whatever you want to call it. All right, that's set. All we got to do is set the spring now. Sweet. Okay, bag of buttons. We need, I believe that's a black power switch. Or that might be volume, I'm not sure. Okay, so that's power. I'm pretty sure this one's power. That actually looks awfully big for, I think that might be a Game Boy Advance power switch, to be honest with you. Oop, we're going to need these. Those are the top screen cushions. These might, those are for the back. Nice. And these are for the sides. What are you? I think you're power. Yep. All right. So first of all, is that the right one? All right. Where's the other button? I have a feeling that that might... Sorry, let me go grab some... I'm going to go grab one that's already functioning real quick because I can't remember what the damn power buttons and volume buttons look like on that unit. All right, so that's the volume button and the play button. Okay, power button, whatever you want to call it. So those are right. Let's just get the volume button set first. There we go. Volume button, no problem. So the play button, power button, definitely goes in this direction. Okay, those are in. Very cool. This thing's coming together. And let's go ahead and test it out with a battery real quick. Very cool. Pretty happy with that. All right, let's finish this thing up and then let's also find... I need a stylus for this and I prefer a black one. Hey. See, I got a whole bag full of goodies here for this stuff. Where'd my rag go? There it is. I actually can't decide if I want to do a black or a pink battery cover for this. Or not battery cover, I'm sorry. I'm going to do a pink battery cover for sure. I can't decide if I want to do a dust cover in black or in... I may not even have a black dust cover, to be honest with you. That's... Yeah, I'll double check that. Usually when we get these things, they're always missing the damn dust covers. I have the pink one for sure. All right, let's stop messing around here. Okay, we got the black top screw. Hope that is not. It's a tri-wing. Where's my tri-wing bit? There it is. Man, we are almost done with this thing. How many hours am I into this stream? Oh, 2.5 hours. Jesus. I don't get paid enough for this. Well, considering this is a all factory body restored, it's really not a bad deal for this thing. All right, all the screws are good to go. Pop that battery back in. Oops. Okay. Let's just get the dust cover done so we're completely done. Make sure that's the right way before we close it up. Yeah, I wish it was black, but that's still not terrible looking. You can't really see it on the stream too well, but that is it's a little bit darker of a shade of pink too. Not too much. I mean, it's still baby pink, but I mean, that, you can kind of see that a little bit better. The only thing I'm going to do here is normally I would go ahead and put all these stickers back in, but I'm going to check in with my guy first and make sure he's super happy with the way that this looks. That way, if I have to open it up again, I don't have to buy new adhesive. I've never really had much luck with these things and keeping them completely intact when I try and take them off. At least not to my standard. Let me grab a screw for this real quick. It should be a tri-wing. I have a whole thing of screws here, but I'm just going to pull whichever one I can grab first. There we go. And let's make sure this thing charges. Let me grab the charging cable. Oops, that's not the right one. Nice bright orange light. Exactly what we want to see. And let's go ahead and test a couple games out on it again. So we'll grab some Yoshi's Island. Nice. Yoshi's Island's working. And try that ballerina game one more time. It's looking good. All right, that is one cleaned up, refurbished Nintendo DS Lite. Everything's factory body parts on it. It's just a little bit different. You wouldn't get a black and pink factory color scheme. Is factory parts, but it's just a little bit different. What is going on there? Yeah, there's a tiny gap there. I'll have to fix that gap. That's why I didn't want to put the adhesive in. But that's okay. I'm not going to bore everybody with that minor little detail. I'll get that fixed here. I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so I'm not going to let that go. But anyways, I mean, that's the last little detail. So I appreciate you guys watching tonight, anybody who tuned in. I'm very glad to have this restored Nintendo DS Lite. The only other detail I think I'll do with this is I'll probably end up giving it a little polish. I got some plastic polish coming in tomorrow. I'll test it out on one of these other units first. You can see the difference there between the pink and then this is like almost like a do they even tell you what color these are? I don't think they do. Yeah, anyways. Sorry, what was I saying? Yeah, a little bit of plastic polish, and that's roughly about it. So, I'm not sure if I'm going to stream tomorrow, but it will be within the next 2 days for sure. I got more parts coming in, and I really want to get these DS Lites done. I might also have the parts for a PSP and the Nintendo DS itself, the old fat Nintendo DS. So I got a lot of repairs coming up. I've been communicating with my sales guy. He's super stoked on the progress that I'm making. So it sounds like he's got a bunch of other stuff lined up for me afterwards too. So I'm hopefully going to be pretty busy here for a little bit. So hopefully I'll see you guys in a couple days with the next streams. And if you get a chance, give me a follow. The more follows I get, you know, it just kind of helps me out to hopefully monetizing. If I can monetize this, then I'll be able to spend more money on the hobby itself and show you guys more builds and the struggles that go with it. I'm really looking forward to a personal build for myself, which is my GameCube. I ordered a new shell for it, and that's coming. And in preparation, I did one of my paint jobs. That green is not coming out like it normally would in person. It's a very bright neon green, and I have a see-through purple shell coming. One of the reasons I bought the plastic polish is because I wanted to try and polish up the Nintendo GameCube logo back to factory if I could. And I have a Pico loader coming for the GameCube so that we can go ahead and keep our GameCube library intact and back up the ROMs and get the ROMs loaded on to a SD card. That way I don't have to open up my cases anymore. So yeah. Anyways, I'm done. Thanks guys for tuning in, and I will see you on the next one. Thank you.